Green Fire Shadow went out of control and became the legendary Flame Hedgehog King, leaving Sonic shattered at the end of Sonic 4. The movie, 2027. Shadow picked up the Master Emerald from the ground on planet Mobius, and the moment he laid a finger on it, Tails, monitoring everything from 1,400 kilometers away on his computer, said, "It can't be, we're finished." Extending the emerald and pointing it at Sonic, Shadow declared, "I'll show you who the true legendary hedgehog is." Despite Sonic begging him not to use it, Shadow unleashed its power. Sonic froze in fear, unable to move, as Shadow was enveloped in a dense aura of purple energy, his eyes glowing crimson red. When Sonic asked him why he had done it, Shadow didn't even hear his voice. He had entered a trance, no longer in control of his actions. The first of 3 phases necessary to reach his legendary state had been achieved. Shadow soared through the air, his power boiling over with immense force, and immediately began his battle against Sonic. Sonic tried to dodge his attacks, but it was useless. Even when Sonic struck him with a punch to the face, Shadow was only measuring Sonic's speed and strength. Now, increasing his own, Shadow easily evaded Sonic's assaults. With a great leap to gain momentum, he delivered a kick that Sonic barely managed to block, but it was only a feint. Shadow Dark struck Sonic in the face with such overwhelming power that it felt like he reset his entire system. Shadow gave him no chance to recover. Activating his new ability, he controlled gravity itself, levitating dozens of rocks from the battlefield and hurling them at Sonic at incredible speed, inflicting severe wounds. Sonic, weak at the knees and under the pouring rain, struggled to stand, too drained even to feel anger. He thought, "The truth is, Eggman seems to have won this time. His mission with the Metal Sonics wasn't to defeat me with them, but to corrupt Shadow into using that corrupted Chaos Emerald and becoming the true villain." But Sonic didn't know the worst was yet to come. Shadow, now surging forward at full speed and cloaked in even more violet energy, appeared before him. Sonic stared in shock, unable to speak, while Shadow, with a sinister voice, declared, "This is your end, Hedgehog." Witnessing this, Tails, monitoring from his computer, pleaded, "Knuckles, Amy, please hurry, or Sonic will die." Indeed, Shadow now attacked Sonic with a dark orb that concentrated all his energy. Sonic barely evaded it at the last millisecond. Revealing its true purpose, Shadow was trying to disintegrate him. At the point of impact, a portal opened and it swallowed Sonic whole. Shadow would not let his prey escape until he made it suffer to death. He hurled himself through the portal, and in parallel both fell into a pocket dimension, the very reality from which the Dark Emerald drew its power, and which was also the source of Dark Shadow's strength. Landing on his knees, skidding across the ground, Shadow smiled and said, "I told you this was your end." Now absorbing all the dispersed energy of that pocket dimension, his entire body became covered in inscriptions shaped like codes. His aura, once purple, shifted to green, serving as a shield of pure chaos energy. Thus, Shadow's semi-final form had been reached. He had transformed into Super Shadow Cyber.
Hey you! Don't forget subscribe!
Please subscribe to our channel!
Subscribe now!
Cyber Shadow, now even more out of control and merciless, flew straight towards Sonic. Sonic focused all his chaos energy into his feet to run at ultra speed. His eyes glowed with chaos electricity as he dashed forward at unimaginable velocity. In less than a microsecond, the two collided, and the impact shattered the entire pocket dimension, tearing reality itself apart. But this was no draw. When the dust cleared, Sonic and Shadow were back on planet Mobius. Sonic was not standing. Cyber Shadow had him by the leg, holding him upside down, unconscious from the devastating blow. Sonic was only seconds away from losing his life. Cyber Shadow threw Sonic to the ground, leaving him immobile. Extending his hand toward him, Cyber Shadow began extracting the last remnants of Sonic's energy, shaping it into a sphere in his right hand. In his left, he created another orb of dark energy. Merging them and embedding the fusion into his chest, Shadow reached his final state. His entire body ignited in flames, but not red, orange, or blue. The flames emanating from within, Shadow burned green. Now, with a super epic flaming appearance, Green Fire Shadow had transformed. And it wasn't just his look that was terrifying. His personality had become cold and merciless. He didn't hesitate for a second to incinerate anyone, just as he did to a group of 10 echidnas who rushed toward him to stop him. In less than a second, he left them charred to ashes. But just as he annihilated those 10 echidnas, Shadow's cold, emotionless personality shifted instantly. His power surged, and now his face revealed a thirst for destruction. At that moment, when everything seemed lost, Knuckles, Tails, and Amy Rose arrived, determined to stop Greenfire Shadow and, above all, save the dying Sonic who still lay on the ground. Yet their arrival lasted only moments before they were beaten down. Tails' twin tails were nearly burned away, and Knuckles and Amy Rose were too weak to rise. Suddenly, a portal opened, and from it emerged a hedgehog unknown to all except Amy Rose. Silver the Hedgehog had arrived to put an end to Greenfire Shadow. Silver stared at Greenfire Shadow and shouted, "It's time for you to fall. You took too long to get here."
Escúchame con
Amy
atención.
Rose yelled at
Si
Silver.
quieres ver más
The
contenido
truth was
como
that
este,
both Silver and
da
Amy
like y
Rose came from
suscríbete
the
al canal
future,
ahora mismo.
carrying the
Y
mission
no
to
olvides
prevent
activar
this
la
entire
campana.
conflict. Amy's arrival had never been about stopping the Metal Sonics. It was about preventing them from corrupting Shadow so he wouldn't become Greenfire Shadow. But now it was too late. With Shadow already in this transformation, they had no choice but to face him, and this battle was going to be harder than breaking free from loneliness. With every attack Greenfire Shadow launched, he inflicted severe burns that slowed their combat rhythm. Even when Knuckles and Tails joined in, all of them were defeated. And worse still, our beloved Tails, whose twin tails were already scorched, lost his life in battle. But upon seeing this, Sonic was filled with rage. Suddenly, he drew strength from nowhere and in an instant appeared behind Shadow. With a punch containing all his power, he struck Shadow in the chest, piercing straight through and leaving a hole. Of course, Shadow would not fall from this. His green flames granted him regeneration, and Sonic knew it. What Sonic truly did was steal part of Shadow's power. Embedding that energy into his own chest, Sonic ceased to be the hedgehog we knew. He transformed into Super Blue Fire Sonic. Now we were witnessing the most epic battle in Sonic's history. Silver, Knuckles, and Amy Rose tried to join the fight, but the massive bursts of fire unleashed with every strike forced them to retreat. From afar, they could only watch as these two flaming hedgehogs risked their lives in that ultimate battle. But after a massive explosion of power, the victor was revealed. Shadow lay on the ground, having lost his transformation, while Blue Fire Sonic stood with his back, turned the apparent winner. Yet something was wrong. When Sonic turned his face, it was clear he was filled with malice. The power he had stolen from Shadow was now consuming him, leaving him completely out of control. Super Blue Fire Sonic had become the true villain. And just as Shadow had done with Tails, his mission was now to send Knuckles, Amy Rose, and Silver to a better life. Remember that this video is nothing more than a theory created by me, with much love and with the sole purpose of entertaining you. If you want to know what will happen with Team Sonic now that Super Blue Fire Sonic has become the villain, please ask me in the comments, and soon I will bring you the second part.